anytime when it comes to men and women fighting, we can't take on niggas. Like, you could slap the guy and then he round kicks you. Next thing you know, you're waking up in Mulago, it's been 2 weeks. People are crying for you, even donating money, car wash.
I'll never desert you. This baby, I adore you. It's true. You know I think about you every time.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
What are you saying for?
It's been a minute. Wait. Welcome to episode 8. It's me, Master Smallz, and of course,
Hilda.
The first thing I wanted us to discuss was a video of Winnie Nwagi performing, and one of the fans tried to, touch her inappropriately, and she addressed it. What did you think about that?
I feel like very many times women will get assaulted. Because I've been walking downtown a few times and someone has tried to touch my ass, and of course I've slapped them. And this happens like all the time. You go out, someone tries to touch you, and very many women just be like, oh, that's how men are. But no, that's not how men are. It's wrong, it's inappropriate. And I feel like, we should address it. Very many women say, oh, I don't want to be labeled difficult, or I have kajanja if I address something like this. But it's something that has to be addressed.
A lot of people do this and they think that it's cool. And when you're the kind of girl who decides not to sit for it and take it, then they say this chick is fake, or this chick, she thinks she's all that.
What makes me mad about this whole thing is women keep blaming their fellow women. Someone says, oh, this person dressed inappropriately. Excuse me, no one should touch you without your consent. And above all, where are the men in all of this?
And also, where is the grace, you guys? Like, I like how she said this is a performance
outfit.
When you see me like this is not how I be dressing. I'm on stage, I'm here to entertain you, this is entertainment. But do not take me for this role that I have taken on this person on stage and think that it is who I am.
How are we supposed to feel safe in a society that keeps on defending men for such stupid behavior?
Right.
And also, who gives these men the audacity to walk up to a woman and touch them?
Right. But I've seen many instances like that. I can just be like silently observing, especially these chicks who work in a bar.
Someone's going to touch her bum or slap her bum,
yes. And because it's her job, she just has to put up with it. But that's not right.
I feel like men don't listen to women. Unless a man comes and addresses this issue and talks about it, men won't listen.
No, they can.
Really?
Yes. I believe that they can. Also, your point is valid in the sense that men tend to listen to other men as opposed to women. What's wrong with you?
Exactly. What's wrong with you?
There are so many men in the club. Why is it that it is you who has chosen to be the one to grab and touch her guys? Now, if everyone just went along with their base desires, because if the world was just like that, where would we be? I think she held herself down, and I respect that. She didn't go on and on, because I'm guessing she deals with this a lot. But I like the fact that she took the time, she paused the music, addressed the issue.
Women should address these things. If something happens to you in real time, address it. Be like, hey, don't do that. Hey, do not touch me.
Because failure to do that,
man is going to think that it's okay for him to do that, but me, I shall slap you. Hey,
slaps all the way.
Regardless of where I am, what I dress like, you're not allowed to touch a woman without her consent. Period. Telling Coco that you're just going to go and jump on whoever you see. You have no self-control as a human being. Come on. My issue is stop blaming women the way they dress and blah 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 for your own demons. As if for you have no self-control. And for all the women who are out there, any man who tries to touch you, slap him. Slap the daylights out of him. Fight for yourself. These men got to learn.
I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend slapping or violence, because fire dance. Take out fire. And you guys, when it comes to men and women fighting, I would not recommend violence. Of course, stand up for yourself, defend for yourself, speak up, but do not slap this person, because anytime when it comes to men and women fighting, we can't take on niggas. Like, you could slap the guy and then he round kicks you. Next thing you know, you're waking up in Mulago, it's been 2 weeks. People are crying for you, even donating money, car wash. For you standing up for yourself.
Martha, if you are with a friend or you are with your mans has to beat the daylight out of that one who has touched you.
My mans is a killer. The point is this: Men do not touch women inappropriately, and women, when you are touched inappropriately, speak up about it.
Exactly.
In a respectful manner that can actually be forwarded if you really like pushed further, if you wanted to be pushed further. Just don't let it escalate. Remember that guy you ended up dying in the club? Like, things can go crazy over something stupid. Ghetto kids, congratulations, you guys are doing us proud.
I know, right? It was very beautiful. And I saw some, I saw some Ugandans commenting. Anyway, haters here, they were doing ordinary things, and it was a pity vote. Honey, for
So
you,
if they
what are you doing with your life?
So if they were doing ordinary things, why didn't you go and do them?
Exactly.
It's so funny how we look at people making moves and then we begin to criticize them. It's so easy to mark someone's script until it's you who's actually doing the exam. Like how we see people playing football on the pitch and then someone misses and you're like, man, the guy would have scored, until you're the one in that position. Please keep quiet. The worst thing is that it's coming from a Ugandan. Like, why are you a hater? Can't you just, and they are kids, can't you just support them for the sake of supporting? Has your kid done better and we have refused?
These are kids who are orphans, disadvantaged and whatever, who have made something beautiful, you know. Also,
like, if you know you're there and you're hating on the ghetto kids, like, man, get a life.
Also, have to say, also kudos to for that when a mother, it takes like you have to go take care of a child who is not yours. You know, you take these street children, these kids who,
I mean, who would have known? And
you train them, and you see that, oh good, and you see the best in them. It's just amazing.
So we just wanted to say that we're really proud of the ghetto kids. You guys have done us proud. You've put Uganda on a map. Some people didn't even know Uganda existed.
I know,
so
right?
Thank you for what you do, regardless of the criticism from haters. You know, people, that's life. Not life.
Did you watch all their presentation? And I love how
Misery loves
they were
company.
so, you know.
Excuse me. Commercial break, guys. Okay, so the last thing we're discussing today is ultimatums. Now, by definition, an ultimatum, it's a final demand or statement of terms, the rejection of which will result in retaliation or the breakdown in relation. So, a final demand or statement of terms, you either do this or else I leave. Either you add my salary or I'm quitting. For example, you want someone to do something and they're not doing it. So you're like, either you introduce me by the end of this year or this relationship is over. Do you think ultimatums are a viable means of conflict resolution?
No, not at all. I believe that if I'm in a relationship with someone and I care about them, they care about me, there's nothing that we cannot discuss, there's nothing that we cannot overcome. And I just understand that Rome was not built in one day. They're not going to do 100% overnight. But you can see them, you know, doing the improvements to reach that goal that you want.
So usually when an ultimatum is brought on the table, it's because I have been telling you, we have been dating for 6 years. By the end of the 4th year, I'm like, nigga, what are we doing? I feel like a clown here. You get me? Yes. I've been mentioning it, nothing is happening. Because usually it comes in, it's the last resort. To my call.
I do believe that even though the other person accepts to do what they're not doing it out of love, or they're doing it because
they're being forced.
Because they're being forced. I would prefer something to
come
to be organic, to come naturally. You know, me and one person, when I love someone, I give them multiple chances, and that time clock is on me. Yes. I can never give the other person an ultimatum. I'll give it to myself. I'll be like, you know what, I'm dating this person for a year, and in 2 years, if you're not going anywhere, I am going to leave.
As long as you can clearly define for yourself what you want, your goals and your aspirations and your needs, then an ultimatum is unnecessary. But instead of me coming and saying, if you don't do this, I'm out, it's me coming to you and I'm like, look, because you failed to stop doing something that I've been telling you constantly not to do, I'm leaving. You get me? Because I feel like ultimatums are used as scare tactics. You get me? Don't come up here threatening me.
I know, right?
For if you want to leave, come and be like, I'm leaving you because of this. You get me? But when you know what you want, you stand on it. And you do not give room for repetition over addressing something again and again. If I've told you don't do this, you do it. I tell you again, don't do this again.
You do it again.
The next time, me coming to you and telling you, if you do this again, I'm don't do this. Nigga, if you was gonna do it, you would have done it
in the first place.
You get me? And I feel like when you've addressed something once, twice, and 3 times, there comes a point where you have to ask yourself, am I the problem? Am I the reason that's why these things keep happening? Maybe I'm allowing this to happen. You get me?
If you do not force someone to be with you,
If you do not force them to like,
choose you in the
choose
first
why
place.
should you force them to stay with
Why
you?
would you force them to stay with you?
Like if you're going to do it, do it. Don't be talking about. Don't just talk about it. Be about it. You get me? It can be hard, but at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do.
And it's just so sad that, you know, the person you're with does not listen to you. You have told them over and over again, and you have given them all these signs, but then you have to threaten them in order for them to do what you want.
I mean, why must it come
It's
to that?
too sad.
Exactly.
Too sad.
If me loving you is not dragging millstones, it's not taking from me, why must you take from me to reciprocate? And if I see that it's now a burden, I will release you. That is the right thing to do. Just know what you want and stick by what you want, and yeah, mean what you say. If you don't mean it, don't say it, because then your word is worthless. You understand? That's the trick. Your word must be your bond. Don't be out here telling someone, are you going? You're not going, keep quiet. Because if you were to go, you would have just gone.
Ultimatums do not work. If someone wants to do for you something, they will.
They will. Okay guys, see you on the next one. Bye.